U.S. food production has taken a very dangerous turn in the wrong direction, Michael Snyder reports. If farmers and ranchers don't produce enough food, we don't eat. So we should always be very thankful for our hard-working farmers and ranchers. Unfortunately, farms and ranchers all over the United States have been hit by a string of disasters in recent months, and as a result, food production has taken a turn for the worse. So does that mean that we should expect that there will soon be shortages of certain items? Unfortunately, it appears that it is likely to be the case. For example, it is being reported that approximately 90% of Georgia's peach crop for this year has been destroyed. Yes, 90%. Summer is around the corner, and in Georgia, summer means peaches, but horticulturists at the University of Georgia say roughly 90% of the peach state's crop has been destroyed by bad weather and a warming climate. The last time things were this bad was in 1955, according to Lawton Pearson of Pearson Farm in Fort Valley, Georgia. I really love a good peach, but if you want to sink your teeth into some fresh peaches in the months ahead, they won't be coming from Georgia. So don't count on sinking your teeth into a peach from the peach state anytime. Pearson says, not Georgia peaches. I don't think you'll see Georgia peaches in the grocery store. Perhaps you're thinking that we'll just eat more oranges instead. Unfortunately, it's being projected that a combination of factors will cause Florida's orange harvest to be 56% smaller this year. Florida's citrus industry posted its worst harvest since 1937, which should give orange fans some pause at the supermarket. Damage from the 1922 hurricane season, combined with the impact of citrus greening disease, is ravaging the Sunshine State's orange crop. This will likely cause citrus prices to skyrocket nationwide, as Florida farmers recorded its smallest orange harvest in 90 years, according to the state's latest agricultural report. The U.S. Department of Agriculture said in January that only 18 million boxes of Florida oranges would be on the market in 1923, a 56% drop from last year. I think that there will be still be Florida orange juice in the stores, but I also think that it will cost a lot more. Meanwhile, there is a grave concern about the winter wheat harvest in the middle of the country. At this point, the drought has been so bad that over 1/4 of all winter wheat in the state of Kansas might not even get harvested. Month after month without enough rain has made Kansas the epicenter of stubborn drought, covering parts of the Great Plains. While the drought that plagued almost the entire western half of the U.S. last year has relented, it has only gotten worse in Kansas. The state is experiencing the most severe drought in the country, and its worst in a decade. If rains don't come soon, more than 1/4 of the state's wheat fields could be in such dismal conditions farmers don't even harvest them, according to Kansas Wheat. If you like to eat things made from wheat, this should greatly concern you. At the same time, supplies of beef are becoming tighter as well, because the size of the U.S. beef cow herd is now the smallest since 1962. Now the U.S. beef cow herd is the smallest since 1962. Drought and high feed costs drove producers to send animals to slaughter instead of keeping them for breeding. Farmers who fatten cattle have gained leverage in sales negotiations over the meat packers that dominate the market, such as Tyson Foods, Cargill, and JBS USA. Over the past couple of years, I've written so many articles about the relentless mega drought that has plagued the western half of the country. I warned that this endless drought would cause enormous problems for food production, and now that day has arrived. The good news is that there is not going to be famine in the United States in 2023. We're still going to have enough food to eat. But without a doubt, food supplies are getting tight, and famine has started to erupt in many of the poorest parts of the globe. Of course, food is not the only thing that is in short supply. It's been reported that drug shortages in the United States are approaching record levels. Thousands of patients are facing delays in getting treatments for cancer and other life-threatening diseases, with drug shortages in the United States approaching record levels. Hospitals are scouring shelves for supplies of a drug that reverses lead poisoning and for the sterile fluid needed to stop the heart for bypass surgery. Some antibiotics are still scarce following the winter flu season, when doctors and patients frantically chased medicines for ailments like strep throat. Even children's Tylenol was hard to find. We're in the process of transitioning from an era of plenty to an era of scarcity. For most of us, going to the store and getting whatever we want has never been a problem, but now conditions are rapidly changing, and the entire world is competing for steadily diminishing resources. At the same time, global food production is being hit by drought, disease, natural disasters, and incredibly crazy weather patterns. As I detailed in M Times, severe global famine is inevitable this century, and no matter what choices our leaders are making, it's now just a matter of time before global demand for food greatly exceeds global production for food. Most of you that are reading this live in wealthy countries, and wealthy countries will have the resources to purchase most of the food that's actually produced. But even though wealthier countries will fare relatively better than poorer countries, the truth is that everyone will suffer. So I hope that you're preparing for the challenging times that are ahead, because they will still shake our society to the core. This is by Michael Snyder. He says about the author, "My name is Michael, and my brand new book entitled End Times is now available on Amazon. In addition to my new book, I've written 6 other books that are available on Amazon, including 7-Year Apocalypse, The Lost Prophecies of the Future of America, The Beginning of the End, and Living a Life That Really Matters, commissions earned. When you purchase any of these books, you help to support the work that I'm doing, and one way that you can really help is by sending copies as gifts to family and friends. Time is short, and I need help getting these warnings into the hands of as many people as possible. I have also started a brand new Substack newsletter, and I encourage you to subscribe so you won't miss any of the latest updates. I've published thousands of articles on the Economic Collapse blog, End of the American Dream, and the most important news. And the articles that I publish on those sites are republished on dozens of other prominent websites all over the globe. I always freely and happily allow others to republish my articles on their own websites, but I also ask that they include this about the author section with each article. The material contained in this article is for general information purposes only, and readers should consult licensed professionals before making any legal, business, financial, or health decisions. I encourage you to follow me on social media, Facebook and Twitter. And any way that you can share these articles with others is definitely a great help. These are such troubled times and people need hope. John 3:16 tells us about the hope that God has given us through Jesus Christ. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. If you have not already done so, I strongly urge you to invite Jesus Christ to be your Lord and Savior today. This is by Michael Snyder on End of the American Dream. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support, and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.